What is actually good? My name is Keith, and I'm here to talk about mixed martial arts a little bit. We are 1 day away from UFC 232. It's very exciting. The press conference was yesterday, and it went about as I thought it would. A lot of questions were directed at Jon Jones, questioning his character, questioning the oral turinabol that appeared in his system. And at the end of the day, after he was asked the same question different ways the entire time, I have to come to the conclusion myself that I have to let this situation go, I also watched the podcast with the USADA director. No. He works with the UFC. I believe his name is Jeff Nowitzki. He was on Joe Rogan, and he went into explicit detail of everything that he knew from his perspective. Of course, it could be seen as a biased perspective since both Joe and Jeff work for the UFC, are employees of the UFC. But at the end of the day, this is one of those situations that it's not really researched by a lot of people. There's not a lot of studies done with oral turinabol. What I learned from the podcast is that oral turinabol in and of itself is illegal to even do scientific studies on. So it'll be very hard to kind of like track and monitor the data about this substance that's banned. So it'll be very, very interesting to see the findings that they come up with in regards to Jon Jones's specific situation, and it could potentially help future athletes as well. And I think whenever it comes to a failed drug test, people are so quick to throw stones, but it really is an interpretation of the results that matter. And if it's a long-term metabolite that appears in the body at a microscopic level, then if the scientists ain't concerned about it, if there's scientists are, believe that there is no performance enhancement that happens from this, then just got to take it. Just got to take it and move on. And I think that, there's all these conspiracy theories about microdosing and all that stuff. Look, we're never going to know the truth. You just got to come to terms with that. You got to accept that. You're not going to know the truth until there is scientific evidence that is like statistically significant. That's the word, significant. That will conclude Jon Jones is microdosing or Jon Jones is on steroids. We gotta move on. Just keep on trucking. And it's not that we don't care about this situation. It's just that we have to let the experts do their jobs. Because we're all just common people being explained scientific principles, asking questions because we don't know. We're not in the science world. I'm an MMA fan. I'm a fan of fighting. And then all of this talk is all like super smart world science stuff. And it's just like, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time for us to talk about it. We have to talk about the fights. We have to talk about, the athletes. And, as regarding Jon Jones's legacy, I'm still going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's a clean athlete. There's a lot of athletes that never tested positive, that never had any banned substances in their bodies, but they're not on the same, worldview. They're not as public as Jon Jones is, and that's why everybody cares to talk about it and tries to find something wrong about him. So I am glad that this happened to Jon Jones. I'm glad that there's attention being brought to it because it'll hopefully get more answers in the future. But I think that we just, in the meantime, we had enough people legally. There's athletic commissions involved. There's governing agencies. There's neutral third parties that also did some testing for Jon Jones. And if all of them are in it together, then we lived in a weird world, right? We lived in a world that we should be paranoid every single day. But I have to sleep at night. So I'm going to say that I'm going to trust everybody's hands that are in the pot. I'm going to trust the scientific experts. And, since they allowed this fight to go on, I have to believe that the amount of turinabol that is in his system did not give performance enhancement. And, they're just going to have to keep on testing and see how these things work out in the future. So that's it. I'm probably going to be done talking about this issue. Let me know what you think about it. And I cannot wait for the fight tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. So excited. Awesome. Talk to y'all later.